everybody. Just wanted to talk about my first 40-day fast. So, when I was called to do my first fast, I had no idea what to expect. And honestly, I learned more about fasting during that 40-day fast because the Lord taught me how to fast during that time. I didn't understand in the beginning what I was doing, but the Lord showed me through various places in Scripture, like in Isaiah and Daniel, and also Numbers chapter 6, that what I was fasting and how I was fasting was through a Nazarite vow and also through a Daniel fast. So there's a scripture in Numbers regarding Numbers chapter 6 regarding like what to do after you're done fasting and regarding the animal sacrifices and all that. We don't have a tent of meeting and we don't have a temple. So how do you comply with the Torah when the word says to do something like that? What I did is I just bought those meats. I went to a Hallel Israeli market, and I purchased ram's meat and goat's meat, and I purchased bull, essentially like cow beef, right? And I just prepared it, and I bought the finest olive oil, and I bought fine flour. I bought kosher wine. Sorry for the lighting, guys. I'm actually let's try that side. Sorry about that. I don't know why it changed so much. So that was pretty much it. So I prepared to build an altar. I did some research because the Lord showed me about how Avram built his altars out of stone without tools being used against it. So basically, when you find rocks, and when I was praying about how to build an altar, there's really not many places in Houston where you can go and just load the back of your truck up with rocks. So I asked the Lord, and he basically brought me to this place called the Living Earth. It was a place where you can go buy stone for commercial use. And I was asking about how they gather their rocks. And one of the salespeople said, well, this pile over here, this pile was used with gunpowder. They basically rigged charges and then they blew it. And when they said that, when the lady said that, I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then I felt like the Lord speak to me and say, like, gunpowder is a type of sand, and that I could go ahead and use those types of rocks. So I did. I loaded my truck up with those specific types of rocks, and I was going to go build an altar in the back of my apartment complex. And what ended up happening was I got in a conversation with one of my good friends, and he told me not to do it. He said, because the fire department and whatever. Sorry. So when he said that, he's like, why don't you just come over to the house and you can use my backyard? So I did. I hauled the stones out and I built a little altar. There's no steps going up to it or anything like that. And I had my first set of tzitzit when I was done with my fast. I took the tzitzit and sorry guys. I wrapped this video up. Took the tzitzit and my hair that I had shaved, and I reread the book of Numbers, and I offered it up in the order in which it was spoken about. And the last thing that was to go on was my tzitzit. And when I put the tzitzit on the fire, when I was all done, the flame turned blue. Like, I kid you not, it was like a miracle. It was crazy. And that was kind of how I took it as a sign that the Lord was really teaching me how to do all this stuff. And this is really the first time I've ever really talked about it publicly. So it's a great way to start off a Hebrews Noshing channel. We're going to start our fast, a new 40-day fast next Wednesday, August 9th. It'll go to September 19th. So I encourage those of you who are listening and whose ears to the Lord, come join us. Basically, we're fasting 40 days up to Yom Kippur, which is the Day of Atonement. Okay, so that's it for now. Shalom, shalom.